Welcome back to Stamford Bridge, which is still reverberating with the late drama we've seen here at the first half. Michael Ballack upended for the penalty converted by Andrei Shevchenko. Red card for Zat Knight. And Villa reorganise at half-time. One substitution for them. Curtis Davis comes on for only his second substitute appearance in the last 8 Premier League games. Sean Maloney, who has scored both of Aston Villa's goals, is the man who is sacrificed. Aston Villa, who had such good times in the first 45 minutes. Few in Stamford Bridge could have argued as we approached half-time that they were good value for a 2-0 lead. But the match with a vastly different complexion on it now. And although they still trail Chelsea by that 1-goal margin, very much favourites now to at least continue their unbeaten home record. Kalou. Pizarro. Here's Essien. No changes for Chelsea, just the one enforced on them with that first half injury to Frank Lampard. And Michael Ballack, his replacement, and goodness me, Trevor, has Ballack had an eventful afternoon so far?
Well, he was only on the field for 2 minutes when he was involved in a controversial incident with Gareth Barry. Was it intentional, the elbow in Gareth's face? And then, of course, an even more contentious issue. Was it a penalty or wasn't it a penalty?
Here's Essien. Ballack goes to ground in the penalty area again. Shevchenko. Carvalho. Essien. Paulo Ferreira.
The only disappointing aspect now is it's deprived us of seeing what was a very good contest between two teams who were hell-bent on going forward trying to score goals. The strategy of Martin O'Neill's team was great to see. Obviously that changes now with them being a man less. It's going to be a rearguard action trying to keep what they've got. And are Chelsea good enough to get back into this game?
John Carew plays the lone striking role, a giant target they've got up front, Aston Villa, but it's Chelsea on the front foot again, looking to pick up Pizarro. Ballack's touch, Andrei Shevchenko just can dig it out from under his feet.
You're absolutely right, couldn't get the ball out of his feet. As a result of that, he's got to dig it out, can't get sufficient power on it. And Carson on his 6-yard box, narrowing the angle, makes a comfortable save.
The Villa's success in the first half was largely bred on the fact that they took the game to Chelsea. How are they going to fare with sitting back and soaking up Chelsea pressure? Essien. Inch perfect for Joe Cole. To Gareth Barry, optimistic shouts for handball from some of the Chelsea supporters down below us. For Chelsea, Pizarro showed too much to loss. He's going to have a go.
We'll have to see him, Petr Cech, make an absolute meal of the second goal for Aston Villa. It does appear that they all fancy their chances now, even Martin Larsson from 30 yards.
Well, he has scored a couple of goals, not quite that spectacular in London this season. Got a couple in that extraordinary topsy-turvy game, the 4-4 draw at White Hart Lane. He was again on the ball. Martin Larsson, thankfully now seemingly free of those endless knee problems which blighted his Aston Villa career. In their 3 years now, still short of 50 games for the club. A new man alongside him now, that's him, Curtis Davis. Ferreira. As you expect with the one-man advantage, Chelsea enjoying the most comfortable possession period of the match. Kalou, here is Shevchenko! An absolute beauty from Andrei Shevchenko! And Chelsea are level. He looks bewildered. It rattled past him.
Sean Maloney 2, Andrei Shevchenko 2, and that means Chelsea are back on level terms. A quite brilliant strike from Andrei Shevchenko. Kalou sets him up, has one touch. Baumer really should have gone earlier to close him down. He stands off him, allowing Shevchenko to get the shot away, and it literally flies past Carson.
Well, if there was a touch of fortune about Chelsea's first, a debatable penalty perhaps, absolutely no question marks about that. The Andrei Shevchenko of old. The last minute of the first half and the 5th minute of the second half. A pair from Andrei Shevchenko. It's 4 in his last 6 games now for the Ukrainian. In the absence of Drogba, when they were looking for big men to stand up and make big contributions, Shevchenko has done just that here. Kalou.
This is the goal again, Shevchenko. Baumer comes out, should have gone all the way to close him down. But the shot is absolutely brilliant from Andrei Shevchenko. Outside the box, 3 or 4 yards outside the box. Carson nowhere near it.
It seems a long time, doesn't it? That everyone has been talking about Chelsea and Ballack and Shevchenko and what they have delivered for the side on the pitch. Shevchenko with the goals, Ballack with the assist, if you like, for the first one, and winning Chelsea's penalty. And arguably that is what he did. He won the penalty from that situation. Martin O'Neill, having seen his side dominate for so long in the first half, now he is staring down the barrel.
Sometimes, you know, there's no justice in football. It can be a cruel game, and that's what it's been for Aston Villa. They should be well in the lead by now, but they find themselves 2-2 with 40 minutes to go, and Chelsea, from looking as if they were down and out, now look favourites to go on and win this game.
We touched on it in the first half, but Martin O'Neill speaking about how against the big four, the top sides in the land, his side need to be right at it for 90 minutes to stand a chance of getting anything out of the game. He cited the example of their win earlier on this season as doing exactly that. And it was a moment of madness, moment of misfortune, call it what you will, at the end of the first half, which saw the pendulum swing back in Chelsea's favour. Ferreira, Essien, Shevchenko, Carvalho. It's a very different Chelsea out there now. Essien, Pizarro, Ballack. They all want to get in on the act now.
He's been out for a long time, Ballack, but he doesn't look ring rusty since he's come on. He's made a major contribution. And of course, with Aston Villa down to 10 men, it suits his game now. He can go on, join in with the front. He's a very attacking midfield player. And as we saw, as he won the penalty, he's going to get more and more into the opposing penalty box.
Essien. Terrific work by Essien, draws the foul from Nigel Reo-Coker.
Well, the yellow card is not for that challenge by Reo-Coker on Essien. Phil Dowd remembers the 3 or 4 that were committed during the first half. And as a result of that, he decides enough's enough and Real Coca goes in his book.
Sent off against Manchester United, missed against Arsenal, suspended Nigel Reo-Coker, yet another for his card count. That's in the only Chelsea player booked so far. Pizarro. Carew. The odds vastly stacked against John Carew, but he's done well to win the throw even. And a long time out for Michael Ballack, and he needs to make up for lost time here this afternoon. April, the last time he started a match for Chelsea. A draw at Newcastle United. Here's Gareth Barry. Balmer. Up towards Carew. Carvalho got enough on it, he also got a little nudge in the back. Shevchenko. Kalou. Ballack shakes to shoot. Carlson will not make the same mistake as his Chelsea counterpart.
Well, this is a good fully 30 yards out, and Scott Carson gets all of his body behind this. Ballack tees himself up, hits it on target, doesn't get the power he would have wanted.
Carew. Gainley battling all alone up there. Going to be doing a lot of that in the remaining 35 minutes or so of this match. Cole. Shevchenko. Kalou. Shevchenko had made the run. What a the early ball played, and perhaps Kalou's decision making a little awry there. Well won by Carew. It's released Gareth Barry from Villa's midfield. Support from Ashley Young. Tried to find a gap. Looked for the penalty. Phil Dowd is not going to give another, not this time anyway. Cole. Shevchenko, lovely back heel for Pizarro. Read by Larsson. What a brave burst by him. I think for Carew, has he given him too much to do? Ashley Cole is going to go to ground under the challenge, and he's won the free kick for Chelsea.
Well, that was a pity, because it was a great run from Agbonlahor, but he picked the wrong option. If only he'd realised that instead of to his right was Carew, on his left, surprisingly totally unmarked, I'm not sure what he was doing there, was Larsson.
Stolen by Barry from the feet of Shevchenko. Villa just showing they've not come here to lie down and make a gift of it to Chelsea. Ashley Young, great work from him, and not too far away from squeezing it in at an impossible angle.
It's a great reaction from Aston Villa, down to 10 men. Ashley Young goes past Ferreira. Alex comes over with a rash challenge. He must have got a touch, because the referee has given a corner.
Situations like this where the one-man advantage doesn't count too much in Chelsea's favour. He sends up some big men from the back. Petr Cech has come, and it's a comfortable, more customary bit of goalkeeping from Chelsea's number one. Alex Cole. Advantage play. There was a foul on Nigel Reo-Coker. Olaf Melberg. Barry. Slip from Reo-Coker at the crucial moment. Essien is away here for Chelsea. Shevchenko sets up on his run as well. Michael Essien still going. Salomon Kalou back to Essien.
That's the problem Aston Villa have. When they lose possession, those midfield areas, they're quickly going to get hit on the counter-attack. They must make sure they get enough players behind the ball. They survived there because Chelsea didn't pick the right pass. Joe Cole is unmarked on the right-hand side.
Carvalho, Ferreira, now Cole, back with Paulo Ferreira and Andrei Shevchenko in the hunt for a hat-trick. He played a supporting role this time, and it was agonisingly going across the face of Villa's goal there.
I can't believe that Pizarro didn't take up another position. Shevchenko put the ball in early, and just look at Pizarro's position here on the edge of the box, and he doesn't move. In fact, he's coming out the box. There he is on the edge of the box. It's a useful ball from Shevchenko. Pizarro's got to get on the front foot. If his co-striker's in a wide area, he's got to be the one taking responsibility, getting in the box.
Ashley Young. In a sense, he knows Ashley Young. He has the beating of Paulo Ferreira one-on-one. Settled for a throw on this occasion. Carew. Carvalho's been allowed to carry a long way. He's made a Christmas gift of it to Ashley Young, who's looking for Carew. Queries about the referee's decision that time.
Ashley Cole did well for Carew, because I think if he had gone and stayed on the ground and maybe rode over a couple of times, I think Phil Dowd may have given a yellow card.
Paulo Ferreira to Essien. Carvalho. Shevchenko. With just one man to mark in John Carew. Seeing a little more adventure from some of the Chelsea centre halves, but they need to get back here because it's picked up by Bonlahor. Carew. Now Kalou. Aston Villa's free kick. A different sort of a match in the second half, and you'd expect that with Sat Knight's red card right at the end of the first. It's still a fascinating battle. Chelsea have got one of the two goals they needed in this period to claim all 3 points and temporarily close the gap at the top. Nothing but a win will do here for Chelsea. In terms of championship hopes, not too many margins for error. Bonlahor. Young. Now Wilfried Bauer. Carew calling for the ball. Here comes Essien, who just wanted to get it out of there. He's done that, but at the expense of a corner. Young's corner. Acrobatically away by Pizarro. Cole. Couldn't get the better of Baumer. No foul. Ashley Young. Chance to take on Michael Ballack. Essien. Paulo Ferreira. Claudio Pizarro. Here's Ballack. Ashley Cole. Essien. Alex. Shevchenko. Delightful turn from Shevchenko to tee up Alex. It's a lovely move. It is a great goal for Chelsea, who have turned it around. From 2-0 down, they lead 3-2. Shevchenko with the assist that time. And a bullet of a finish for Alex. It's his first Stamford Bridge goal, and it is 3-2 for Chelsea.
So much to admire about this goal from Chelsea. The approach work was excellent. The finish was quite clinical from Alex. Shevchenko plays his part again. Deceives Gareth Barry, who gets too tight. Plays it to Alex. Curtis Davis, a rash challenge. Gets nothing on it. And it makes it so much easier for Alex. Here's Alex on the ball. There's Curtis Davis. If you go to ground there, you've got to get something on it. Alex goes past him. Baumer comes across. Alex gets the shot away nice and early, right in the corner. Carson once again beaten, given no chance.
Balletic feet from the big Brazilian to dance beyond the challenge of Curtis Davis. But worth Trevor dwelling a little more on the contribution of Andrei Shevchenko, so often so maligned for his contribution over the games, over his time at the club to the Chelsea cause. But today, a perfect penalty, a delightful second, and an assist for the third. We're finally starting to see a little bit of what he's capable of producing. Carvalho. Shevchenko looking for Kalou. Well, he will be feeling a lot more cheery now. Even more pleasing for Avram Grant. Well, reassuring really than anything else is that this comeback has been achieved with no Terry, with a mistake by this man Petr Cech, having put them 2-0 down. No Didier Drogba and no Frank Lampard, who was off injured.
The one thing this team has, Bill, is plenty of character. You're absolutely right. Some would disagree, but the best three players, Drogba, Lampard and Terry, are all off the field at this moment. But there's still plenty of good players out there. And this really is a Boxing Day cracker, isn't it?
Absolutely. For those who are arguing that Boxing Day football should be put on the back burner, I think this will be enough to convince them otherwise. It's been fantastic entertainment at Stamford Bridge. Painful for Aston Villa, of course. Delightful for Chelsea. And a peppering of controversy too. Andrei Shevchenko. With a quarter of a match left to play, you have to feel it's now a case of how many for Chelsea. Where they've been linking together some attacking moves. Surely this is not the end of their Boxing Day bonanza. Essien. With the challenge of Rio Coca. A little bit of luck as it finds its way through to Pizarro. Carson keeps it out.
Pizarro takes it nice and early. I'm not sure that Scott Carson needed to make that save. He was definitely going wide. Didn't want to take a chance and pushes it with two hands away for a corner.
Cole's corner, met by Gareth Barry. Essien. Curtis Davis leading the charge. Well, it's enjoyment for Chelsea and enjoyment by contrast. Wind the clock back 25 minutes. You could not have foreseen this scoreline. As it is, Andrei Shevchenko looks to improve on it.
There's a very disappointed Solomon Kalou on the left-hand side because he was screaming for this ball from Shevchenko, but he only had one thing on his mind, and that was hitting the target, looking for his hat-trick.
You might just see a little bit of selfish play, shall we say, from Andrei Shevchenko in front of goal in the remaining time. How we'd dearly love to get hold of a Boxing Day match ball to add to his collection, which has seen so much, mostly for AC Milan over the years. But so many hard times more than anything else here at Chelsea. As it is, it's defending now to do for the home side. Ashley Young to deliver this one. Excellent free kick, Larsson! Well, would you believe it? 10-man Aston Villa are level again with Chelsea. What a game this is!
It's all about the quality of ball from Ashley Young. But the finish from Larsson was also quite superb. Plenty of pace from Ashley Young. Larsson goes after the ball. He's unmarked, still has a lot to do. On the volley, side foots it, past Petr Cech. What a response from Aston Villa. They're not out of this game.
Well, we were talking about Andrei Shevchenko, but it's his former AC Milan teammate who has quietened Stamford Bridge. Martin Larsson, his third goal of the season. Shevchenko, Pizarro. Carew offside.
Good defending from Alex as the ball was about to be struck, I should say, into a forward area. Alex just stepped out, catching Carew offside.
A game chock full of surprises. Couldn't see Chelsea coming back from 2 down. They did. They took the lead. Couldn't see 10-man Villa coming back. They have. Where to look next? Chelsea look to Cole. Shevchenko. Essien. Kalou. Essien. Ashley Cole.
Well, they certainly didn't look like getting back on level terms in open play, Aston Villa, but from set pieces it becomes an equal contest. And they've certainly surprised the home crowd. They thought the game was won, but never write off any team managed by Martin O'Neill.
With 3-2 down, shoulders could have dropped as well, but not from Aston Villa. Well, marginally over quarter of an hour of normal time to go. The onus is back on Chelsea to break down their guests. Although they have come from 2 down, to fail to get anything other than 3 points from this now would represent a massive disappointment for Avram Grant and his side. Shevchenko, Balak, Shevchenko. The flick from Balak, the clearance from Melba. Shevchenko.
They've kind of reversed roles now, haven't they, Pizarro and Shevchenko? Shevchenko playing the link man, and Pizarro's pushed on up front now.
Martin O'Neill cajoling, applauding from the sidelines as the pressure on Petr Cech forced him to head it out for an Aston Villa throw. Wonderful sideshow in itself, watching Martin O'Neill's actions on the touchline there.
Kalou. Now comes Carson.
Missed by Alex. Also by Paulo Ferreira. Balak. Here's Carvalho. Martin O'Neill looking across from this touchline and looking at John Carew. You can see he's not got a lot left in the tank. So some fresh legs to replace him. Luke Moore, who has a little habit of scoring against Chelsea. Warm embrace for the big man from his manager. And you can see what Luke Moore's brief is, chasing down absolutely everything, but Alex carries forward, towed away by Lawson. Agbonlahor. Now Pizarro. Claudio Pizarro. Joe Cole. Salomon Kalou. Alex. Just couldn't find a way through, and a slip by Shevchenko, an escape for Aston Villa. Michael Essien. Ashley Cole. In comes the cross, taken off the toes of Balak by Pizarro. Essien, back in, Shevchenko took a swipe at it, caught more of the defender. And now here comes the Aston Villa counter. Agbonlahor, vital challenge by Ricardo Carvalho, but it took too much of the man.
It was 2 feet. This is an interesting one for Phil Dowd. We've seen a few players being sent off of late for 2-footed challenges, and Carvalho could easily be seen an early bath. It could be red.
It is red. Scoreline level, players level. A red card for Ricardo Carvalho, and this is why.
Well, if you challenge like that, you have to accept the consequences. He was the last man at Lahore with his pace. He was always favoured to go past him.
Well, this is concerning. Nasty challenge, as we've seen from Ricardo Carvalho. Let's hope that there are not nasty consequences for this wonderful young player for Aston Villa. A match that has had just about everything. They switched off here. Luke Moore is in behind. Ashley Young in the middle. Can Villa steal it? Well, it all looked so nonchalant for Chelsea, didn't it, as they were a little selfish. Andrei Shevchenko looking for his hat-trick as they look to seal the victory. Now are they holding on for a point?
Well, at the moment, Essien's gone into the back four to play alongside Alex. A little surprised at that. He's been the driving force from the middle of the park. We'll get Ben Ahim on the bench, of course.
You look at the consequences a little beyond today for Chelsea as well. No John Terry, we know he's out for several weeks yet with his broken foot. And now they'll be without Ricardo Carvalho for 3 matches for that challenge. As it stands, they're about to drop points and they're about to lose players here, Chelsea. An injury to Frank Lampard as well. You look at it in the context of a title challenge, it is a costly afternoon.
Well, that's an interesting decision. The assistant referee flagged for a throw-in for Aston Villa. It was quickly overruled by Phil Dowd in favour of Chelsea.
He limps his way off Andrei Shevchenko, but as effective as a performance as he's put in a blue shirt. Set up 1, scored 2, Andrei Shevchenko. The concern is that there's yet another knock that Chelsea and Avram Grant have to contend with. One plus side for them, their festive schedule is exceptionally kind. They don't need to leave West London to play a game in any competition until January the 19th. Even their away games are just down the road at Fulham. So close to stealing it there, Gabriel upon Lahore. Gareth Barry has. Chelsea ball. Essien. And the way this game has gone, don't rule out a late sting in the tail. Claudio Pizarro, Michael Essien, trying to work it through to Kalou. Curtis Davis, the telling touch in there, and Melberg can clatter it clear. Alex. Offside flag here against Joe Cole. And Chelsea will make another change. Another of their players who they'll be missing for large swathes of early 2008 comes on. The Nigerian international John Obi Mikel replaces Claudio Pizarro.
Replacing number 12, John Mikel Obi.
Looks like more of a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3, I should say, for Chelsea here as they look to chase the game. Sean Wright-Phillips push forward down this right-hand side. Joe Cole on the left, Kalou down the middle. And Ballack and Mikel in the heart of midfield. Here is the German. Essien. Great charge from Michael Essien. He's found Ashley Cole. Away by Larson. Only as far as Ballack. Essien. Sean Wright-Phillips. Early ball in. Great ball in. Kalou. Cole. Joe Cole for Chelsea. Real last-ditch defending here from Aston Villa, and a free kick for Chelsea. Inside the D there.
My first thoughts were that's a harsh decision. Let's have another look at it. Certainly Real Coker made a fair challenge. I think probably it was Larson who made the foul from behind. Let's have a look. And there you can see clearly, and that's the view that Phil Dowd also had.
Now then, Chelsea options.
It's got to be Alex, doesn't it? No Shevchenko, no Lampard. Although
Michael Ballack might fancy a crack. In the game that has delivered everything on Boxing Day, will one of the men in blue provide a final twist? Ballack, he's done it! Michael Ballack back on Boxing Day. Chelsea lead 4-3. A net breaker which is an Aston Villa heartbreaker. An incredible end to an incredible game.
what a contribution Ballack has made this afternoon. Question marks about the Aston Villa wall. Scott Carson is furious. I think it was Real Coker, the last man. Why he goes across there, given the space to Ballack, only he will know. He finds the space, finds the accuracy, and the ball is in the corner. And Scott Carson beaten yet again for the fourth time.
His first Premier League appearance of the season, Michael Ballack. His first Premier League goal of the season. Absolutely priceless. Aston Villa have already drawn 4-4 once in London this season. Can they find it within themselves to come back again? They've got 90 seconds just about of normal time. They've got one final throw of the dice in terms of a substitution available to them as well, and they're going to use it in a minute. Send on Marlon Howard. Luke Moore trying to bulldoze his way through the Chelsea defence. Obama picked up a knock. It's going to be his last contribution anyway. Villa stack the forward line as they look for a second equaliser. 2-0 up they were, don't forget, just before half-time. Then a red card for Zat Knight, a penalty for Chelsea. Won by Ballack, converted by Shevchenko. An absolute beauty by Shevchenko to level it up for Chelsea early on in the second half. Great goal from Alex to give Chelsea the lead. Larson back for Villa. Now can Villa come back again? Ashley Cole got in the way. Olof Mellberg here into the mix. Marlon Howard, can he finish here for Aston Villa? Back in by Barry! They just can't finish it off here. Off the line by Ashley Cole. Appeals for handball. They surround the referee. And Phil Dowd is given the penalty.
And it's got to be a red card also. Ashley Cole will have to leave the field. He's the guilty one on the goal line. The assistant referee clearly spotted it. Phil Dowd didn't see it. He brought it to his attention. And Chelsea surely will be reduced to 9 men.
Appeals from Chelsea that it came off the chest of their left back, falling on deaf ears for the second time at that end of the field. For an incident inside the penalty area, Phil Dowd looks certain to show a red card. There it is. Chelsea down to 9. Deliberate handball on the goal line by Ashley Cole. Big decisions from the man in black today. Gareth Barry, who has 3 goals for Aston Villa this season, all of them from the penalty spot, to salvage a point at Stamford Bridge. Yellow card for Ballack, for Chatback. And again for Harewood.
And he's making him re-spot it. Cech was the villain in the first half with that horrendous mistake. Last minute of the game, will he be Chelsea's hero?
An extraordinary climax at Stamford Bridge. Barry for Aston Villa. Scores! 4-4. And who would begrudge this spirited Villa fight back again?
Full marks to Gareth Barry. Under enormous pressure. He knows full well that if he misses, his team go away from Stamford Bridge with absolutely nothing. He's kept his cool. He slots it with his left foot into the opposite corner from which Cech makes his move. It's a great penalty from the Villa skipper. And how they deserve this point. They've been good value this afternoon, Aston Villa. It's been a topsy-turvy game. You need about 20 minutes trying to explain everything that's happened.
We'll carry on till New Year's Day discussing this one. It's an overused term, isn't it, in football, Christmas cracker, but we have had just that here. From start to finish, when Villa took the game to Chelsea, right to the end where they have snatched all 3 points away from them. And it looks like it'll all be shared on Boxing Day at Stamford Bridge. Twice Chelsea thought they'd done enough to win it, once through Alex and one through Ballack. Chelsea's 9 men against Villa's 10. 8 goals, 3 red cards. 2 penalties in there as well. Still querying looks down there as to how much time there is to be added on. I don't think we've seen a board yet from Andy Durso, the 4th official. It's because we haven't had a signal from Phil Dowd, I suspect, in all the melee. Well, that is that. An extraordinary story at Stamford Bridge on Boxing Day. And a point for Aston Villa. Chelsea's Christmas curse looks like striking again. They couldn't win a game last year, and they couldn't win one this year. Down to 9 men, and they were denied right at the death by a penalty from Gareth Barry. That doesn't really tell the tale. 2-0 down just before half-time, Chelsea. Back they came through 2 goals from Andrei Shevchenko, one of which involved a red card for Zat Knight. Chelsea took the lead through Alex, but back came Aston Villa through Martin Larsson, 3-3. Michael Ballack's free kick looked to have won it for Chelsea. Ricardo Carvalho sent off in the meantime. and right in stoppage time, Ashley Cole's red card for what looked a debatable goal line handball, and Gareth Barry could steal a point for Aston Villa. It has been memorable stuff on Boxing Day at Stamford Bridge. It has been Chelsea 4, Aston Villa 4.